So my oldest son, Timothy, is 9 years old and he's in 4th grade. But when he was in the 2nd grade, even though he goes to a private Christian school, he was called names. He was told that he had big lips and he was told that he looked like a monkey. And when he came home crying because of the things that his classmates said to him, we had to have a conversation, not only about the fact that that is not who he is, but about where that thinking even came from. So we talked about the racism that is actually part of the foundations of this country, how his forefathers and foremothers were actually brought to this country enslaved. We talked about how there were systems created so that people of color, Black people in particular, would not be able to be full participants in society. And we talked about how because of that history, there are echoes of it today. And that's why he would be called names. Not because that's who he was, but because there was a mindset that believed he was less than human. We've talked about those things because it's important for him to understand his identity and his value, but we also talk about it in the broader context of what it means to be a citizen of the United States of America, what it means to be someone who has all the rights and privileges of being a part of this great nation. At the same time, we also have the responsibility to understand the history of how this nation was formed. And he has to understand that as a growing Black male, there are people in this society that view him as less than. But we also know that God has created him with potential. God has created him with a bright future. And we know that we are free in Jesus. I have my son read books about his heritage. Right now, he's actually reading Up from Slavery by Booker T. Washington, because those are the types of experiences that he needs in order to ground himself, not only in the past, but how the past can inform his future.
Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload. Thanks for being a part of our Better Together community.